Hi everyone, welcome back to the RBY podcast, and we're having a group discussion for this episode. We're kind of wrapping up and we're gonna get to know some of our co-hosts that we've had throughout the episodes and our lovely Sam who's been behind the scenes. And we're gonna talk about a couple of things, how the podcast has been going, and some questions that you might wanna know about our YBR podcast co-host. First, we're gonna start with an introduction, and we're gonna start with the one and only Renato.
Hi, I'm Renato, and I'm from Brazil, and I like helping others.
Hi, I'm Leah, and I play soccer.
I'm Nolene. I'm graduating this year.
I'm Sam, and I'm graduating next year.
So as you can see from our cast, we have a couple of graduates and a couple of people who are soon to be graduate, but this has been the team that's been helping this podcast to, get some legs and be running. Sam has been helping us with reminders, making sure we're on schedule to the T. Nolene has been behind the scenes, making sure the camera's on point. Leah and Renato have been really great hosts, sharing their faith and just getting to know. If you want to know a little bit more about them, we have a couple of episodes with them where you can learn more and see where they're from and what their interests are. So today we're going to start off with some icebreakers just to set the mood, just to get everybody in a talking mood and, have a little bit of fun. And it's going to be some weird icebreakers, okay, as per usual. And I'm going to start off with Renato, what type of fish would you be? If you could be a fish, what type of fish would you be?
I think that if I was to be a fish, I'd probably be a goldfish, because that's like the most common fish everybody has. Everybody wants like goldfish at home, and yeah, I would always be able to find a home because nobody's gonna pass up on a goldfish, right?
That's true. That is very true. And you're also at carnivals. Goldfish.
Oh,
Yeah, when you win a prize, you get a goldfish.
I would just be everywhere. I
Yeah.
have tons and tons of brothers and sisters all around,
Like you have now.
just like I have now.
Just like you.
So I'd be basically the same.
Yep. Okay, Leah, what type of fish would you be if you could be a fish?
I'd be that fish from Finding Nemo.
Dory?
I just feel like she embodies me as like my spirit animal. Like,
Ooh, just keep swimming.
just keep swimming. Just why did I do the song? Please edit that out. Please edit it
That was perfectly fine. I think it's very Dory-esque.
out.
For me, I would like to be a fighter fish. I think they're really beautiful, and it's just nice to see them like ding against the glass when they're ready to just fight. I know it's silly, but I like the fighter fish. What about you, Nolene?
I'd be like an anglerfish. The really ugly ones. Because it's funny. And I'm funny. So like.
You're anglefish funny.
Yeah, definitely funny looking.
Oh my gosh. Sam, what about you?
I'd probably be a jellyfish, because I like how they kind of move around and they're kind of free. They don't really have a direct path or anything.
They're just a vibe.
Yeah.
That's true. And some of them come with really nice lights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that one. Okay, cool. Some goldfish, dory, anglefish.
What about you, Vic? What fish would you be?
I think I said a fighter fish.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
totally forgot that.
A fighter fish. They're very beautiful, and if you put two of them in a bowl, they'll fight each other.
Wait, are those the ones that have the
No, they look almost like a goldfish, but they're purple and they're more
do they kill
flowy.
each other?
Sometimes.
Fighterfish is the beta fish. Aren't they the same?
Yeah,
Aren't they
kinda,
also,
yeah.
they also
yeah.
called
Oh,
beta
that's
fighterfish?
what I was talking about.
Because they fight, yeah.
They
Yeah.
fight. That's
Because they
kinda-
fight.
Yeah, if we put a mirror next to their aquarium, they attack the.
Yeah, they'll attack the mirror. I know, it's just funny. Okay. Next one is, if you could eliminate one food so that no one could eat it ever again, what food would that be? And we're gonna start with Sam and then make our way back around.
Probably bugs, because I've heard people they eat bugs, and I was like, well, I mean I'm sure it's has nutritional value, but me personally, I wouldn't go for bugs.
You wouldn't go for bugs. Bugs would be but removing bugs completely would also affect the ecosystem.
No, I think he means just from eating.
Just from
You
eating?
can't eat
Okay.
bugs.
Okay, I was thinking
Yeah.
too deep. Sorry.
You can eat their honey, but you can't eat the bugs.
That's true. Nolene?
I think those blocks of blood
What?
What?
Oh,
What do you mean?
for like hot pot?
That's just question. Yeah, sure.
Like
Okay.
blood pudding?
Just or that
Mhm.
anything that's just like blood. I don't know, guys.
Very-
It's a little strange.
I feel like that would just taste like eating a coin.
I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't taste very good. I mean, you know what? If they like it, they like it. But I feel like
But this is your choice. This
This
is
is
your
my
food.
choice,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, that's the one.
I mean, I was gonna say McDonald's, and then just to be mean, but
You don't like it?
I'm not that mean.
Okay. I think for me, it would be rutabagas.
What is it?
It's a. Do you
So
know what?
specific.
I know. I'm not a big fan of rutabagas. I know it's very specific. I had it in my Rolodex in my mind. It's like a little. It's not a beet, but it's like a small little turnipish type of thing. It just tastes terrible.
Should have said relish.
Relish. What? We're not. No, you've already made your choice. Relish is delicious, and I will fight you. Relish is delicious.
Your grandma probably still likes to take some back. Come through. Nice.
Leah, what about you?
Coleslaw. It's just like it felt like like you chose the worst kind of lettuce, which is like cabbage, and then you put seeds in it, and you put like craisins in it, and you chose like the worst sauce known to man. It's just like it comes with everything, and I don't like it.
People put raisins in their coleslaw?
Craisins.
Craisins?
Craisins are good.
Like craisins by themselves are good, but you put it in that atrocity, and it's no. They can't carry it all the way through. It's just.
I feel you on that. Renato?
Probably like tuna. Or
What kind of tuna?
I don't know. I've never really explored tuna. I just know I don't like it.
Okay. Canned
I
tuna.
have a really bad experience from when I used to work at Dollarama, which they sell tuna there, and I like the shells are like really this big because that's all they need for a little can of tuna, right? So I can't really see like the top of it, I can only see the front, and I was like organizing them, like making sure they're all like together. So, and I stick a hand and it was open, and there was like a little carrot, baby carrot inside. I don't know why they sold it together, and I stick my hand, it's all wet, and I'm like, and it dripped on me, and I was like,
That
in
could,
shock.
and because of that, you would eliminate all tuna.
Yeah, but I already didn't like it, and it just made it worse.
I just
'Cause
add-
I smelled after that.
I see.
That was at work.
That sounds a little bit
Beginning of a 4-hour
traumatizing.
trip. Yeah, so that, or maybe like octopus. Some people eat live like no, is it octopus? Like the little ones that they put on their plates and they're still alive, and they just. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
That's more. I don't think they do that here in Canada, but in other countries, maybe I've seen videos of people.
Live
eating.
octopus?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like baby
I think
octopus.
octopus are very smart creatures. They don't really deserve to be eaten, but that's my personal
Yeah. I would-
personal view.
Pigs. They're,
Like
super
anything that you eat
intelligent.
live, I think is messed up.
Like when they like put like those crabs like in the
Like,
boiling
you have to
water.
eat-
The, yeah, and you wash them. Yeah,
That's messed up.
that is.
Like if they're dead already. I was,
But you can't boil dead crab
Wait, why not?
because I don't know. I don't know the specifics, but it's kind of like it would give off a chemical or something, so it has to be alive.
when you boil
You
it.
know, all animals
Yeah,
are
because-
killed before
them
we eat
alive,
them,
like,
right?
No.
They're cooked already, and then they like kill them with their forks and knives and put them.
I know that sounds
That's
cruel.
sad.
All the
We
animals
digress.
eat
We
are,
digress.
like
Have you
slaughtered.
ever been to like?
We digress. We digress.
Let's not get too off topic here.
Digress. We've turned into a foodie podcast.
Foodie.
A foodie podcast. But yes, I agree with you. No live animals should be.
RB
eaten.
RB yum.
RB yum. That could actually work. So over the past couple of weeks, we had a meeting. We decided on some topics that we wanted for the podcast. We've had the podcast so far. I want to know what you guys feel and how your experience has been with the podcast so far. Renato, you can start first. I know you have some big opinions
Sometimes.
sometimes.
But yeah, I think it's been pretty cool. I only had one episode so far, but I think it was good. Like even like just have time like that you really think about them by yourself. Like sometimes you can't even find your own answers and stuff. Like sometimes I have a question in my head, but I don't really take the time to like try to answer them or like study like the answers. And like when I have a podcast or something that I actually have to like more of a purpose that I'm looking for the answer for,
Yeah.
then it helps sometimes like and to have somebody to talk with them about too and get other perspectives helps me like maybe questions that bother me or like that have always kind of been in the back of my head. Yeah.
So you had like a space to kind
Not that they always get answered, but at least I have a start in like answering.
of, yeah, that's true. Because we don't know everything, to To be fair, that's true. Leah, what about you?
I like that part of it too, like knowing that like we don't know everything, but it's still nice to talk about it with people who like care. And yeah, I was nervous just to like start the whole thing. I swear I'll get my forms in. But yeah, I think now that it started, I think it's fun. I want to come back. I want to keep helping out, guys.
Nice. I like it. Yeah, I definitely think because we started the first episode with you, and it was definitely our first pancake in the bunch. But I think as you go along, you'll definitely get more comfortable, and you're good in front of the camera.
Thank you, Vic.
Yeah. I think for me, I was really excited to sit beside you guys and hear what you had to think, what you thought about, what you had to say about different things. Because a lot of the time, I'm just curious about what you guys are thinking about and how you guys perceive scripture and faith and you're living in not to date myself, but you guys are living in like a very different time than when I grew up and how you guys are kind of navigating through faith. And so I'm always curious how you guys are holding up and always praying for you guys too, that you guys are doing good, So I'm really happy about the podcast. I'd definitely love to do more with you guys. And any other ideas that you have, or you, whoever's watching, if you have any ideas for us, any topics, put them in the comments below. Nodine, what about you?
For me, I think the podcast was good in helping me step out of my comfort zone, and also just to think deeply about the questions that I have about faith. Because I don't know, sometimes I don't really take the time to actually think about questions and answer them and stuff. And I felt like I actually had to make some questions and be like, oh, this is what I wonder about, and
Yeah.
this is what we could talk about, and I don't know. Yeah,
That makes sense. Nice.
it's cool.
Sam, I know that you haven't been on the podcast yet, but you've definitely been seeing us scramble. You've been helping to remind us, what are some of the things that and you've also kind of seen how we interact, and we are not usually late. We're usually early, FYI. Today is just that day. But what you've seen so far, and what are your thoughts, and what's something that you'd actually like to see on the podcast?
So, I mean, my job was to do reminding, when I first started, I was kind of bad at it because I'm not the most organized person. I think honestly, doing this probably helped me become more organized as a person, and learning how to use the calendar on my phone because I actually didn't really know how to use that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, this podcast is pretty cool. I think it's a pretty good idea, and I'm excited to see how it grows.
Okay, you're gonna be on one of the episodes, just know. Hopefully. Okay, nice. Because I remember when I had asked you to remind me, you're like, you forgot a couple of stuff, and I had to remind you, and I was like, oh Lord, I need to pray for him. But you came through, even when I forgot about certain things. You were sending the messages, I was like, you're on top of it, so I appreciate that a lot. Nice. So one thing I want to kind of lead with, based on the time that we have, because we want to keep it a little bit, fun but short, is I wanted to know if somebody who was younger than you was watching this podcast, what's one piece of advice that you'd want to give them about faith and about whatever they might be going through? And let's start with Renato.
So if I met somebody younger than me,
Or if you met a younger version of you.
myself,
Yeah.
4 years ago, you said?
We can use 2 years ago.
Okay. I think probably just, I don't know, I feel the more I grow up, I learn more about faith. I feel maybe not 4, but 4 years ago I wasn't that not invested, but thinking and having thinking about relationship and working on relationship with God as much as I am now. I think certain things in my life have had to happen to get me to the point where I am now. So I guess just, I don't know if anything I would change try to change anything by saying something.
No, just
'Cause, like,
any
I'm glad,
anything.
like how I got where I got,
Yeah.
but maybe just like remember like the gospel, like why Jesus died, and that I don't need to like he gave like always a way out, you know, like there's no like I guess just no I don't have any like
It's
I'm sure
okay.
words right now.
No,
I
it's
don't
okay.
have, like,
If
when
you
I
were talking to
feel certain
yourself,
things, like
it could
I
be
don't have-
something simple or.
there's a like easy, not too easy way, but like an easy way like out of like sort of feel like messed up,
Mm-hmm.
feel like you did something bad, messing up in life, being scared about the future and stuff. I don't need to always feel that.
Mm.
I can still feel it, but like I can have some comfort in knowing that things are gonna be okay. Just think before like maybe it hadn't clicked in my mind as much as now, so maybe that.
So essentially, kind of like that there's hope for something more without having to go through the journey of life by yourself.
Mhm.
You have
So,
that
like,
faith.
have like hope that everything's gonna be fine.
That's cool. Leah, what about yourself? What would you tell 2 years ago or 4 years ago, Leah, when it comes to faith?
I was 12. That's long ago.
Or 2,
Or 2.
or 1.
Okay. I wasn't really. My family was really religious, or had never really spoken of.
That's okay.
My
Neither was
household.
mine.
So like, yeah, I was like, so I'm afraid to have questions and like question like what I maybe like things like I've been taught, or
Yeah.
you know just be curious about it, because like all I can do is learn more. Like nothing bad could happen if you ask questions, or maybe there will be. I don't know. maybe those are, like, things do happen. You know what? I'm gonna rewind a bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna rewind.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm afraid to question stuff, especially when it comes to faith, because you know we're still like evolving. We're still learning things.
Still growing.
We're still growing.
It's okay to ask questions about faith. Nice. I like that. What about you, Nolan?
Okay, my advice is find a youth group, or make a youth group, or find like other people, like other believers who are like around the same age as you, or like even like online, but like
Online's a
Careful-
little bit hard.
careful
Yeah.
online, guys.
Yeah.
I recommend in person. It's pretty fire. But I think for me, like cause I like my grade 8 and like grade 9 years were like affected by COVID. So like that was really weird and hard because we had like youth, but it was like online, and I remember I like did not want to go, and my parents were like, you should go, and I was like, no, I don't want to go. It was so awkward, and then they like were like, you're going, and I went, and I was like not having it. But then I think like when grade 10 started and we kind of like resumed like normal youth, and then I was like, wow, this is cool, I like this is fun. And I think that just having like a community of people who are like all in the same boat as you, it's like really helpful, because we all like have questions, we're all like, you know, we all struggle with the same teenage things, I guess. And I think it's just really helpful to be in the community, because you know sometimes like at school your friends you can't talk to your friends about these things because they don't really know like what they're like, what are you talking about, like
Yeah.
they don't have the same beliefs, so you can't really. But in youth group you can talk about these things, and then you also have like the leaders who are fire and they give you good advice.
Fire. Wow. Top tier
Yeah,
compliment.
you're fire. Give you good advice. Cool people.
Nice. What about you, Sam? What
Uh,
advice would you give?
I think I'd probably say like faith doesn't have to be perfect. Like, you know, when you're so young, or like even if you're old, like nothing's gonna be life is never gonna be perfect, and like so is your faith, right? So like honestly, just keep going. Just like don't stop. Even if it seems like it's not right and you don't feel like it's like something's not working yet, if you just keep going at it, it'll click someday. And like, you know, yeah, because it's a journey and it's not really like something you just get off of like a date. And like, I don't know, I just think it's something that you kind of work towards. It's like a life project.
Yeah, it's like a never-ending project. There's always something new that you get along the way.
Yeah.
There's never like, oh, I've reached the pinnacle of holiness and everything. There's always something to learn, some part of you to grow, some new thing about God that you learn or love about Him as you go along. I like that. That's very good. This is some really good advice. I can't say 2 or 4 years because I would still be an adult. But if I had a younger version of myself, I would probably say that God loves you, like unconditionally. Like even before we came to God or give your life to God, He still loved you then. And it's a type of love that you can't get from anyone else or anywhere else. And it's so beautiful, so powerful that Jesus was willing to die on the cross for you. That is like a deep type of love that there's nobody else that can give you that. And so I would say if you're looking for love or acceptance or just an actual sense of peace and belonging, it's in God. And there's nowhere else that you can truly find that perfect love. And that's what I tell whatever younger person's listening or watching this podcast. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that was a little bit deep. I know we went from what type of fish are you to what advice would you give to somebody? It was like 0 to 100, but I appreciate you guys being on this podcast journey with me. And let's end with some final remarks, random final remarks. We're not?
Just remarks?
Yeah, just
anything specific?
Yeah, just random.
Random? Okay. Well, I like what Sam said about, I think that was important. Definitely had a better answer than me. But, yeah, I think it was very truthful what he said, that there's always going to be bumps. Like, even if you think, oh, now I'm really strong in my faith, like, it's not going to change. And then there's a bump, and you're still going to be sad, you're still going to be scared in life and stuff. But you maintain your faith, and even if you're, like, unsure and doubt things.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some bumps.
Always going to be
I'm still in
some.
the early bumps. So, yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot more coming.
Oh yeah. But you get, there's some bumps that you can easily just jump over, and then there's some you gotta walk over, and some you gotta pray through. Hurdle through, yeah. But there's some some things do get easier, and then some things do get harder, but the process is that you're growing with God. Yeah. How about you, Leah? Final remarks.
I was getting whatever path. I thought it was just like a comment. I was gonna say Nolene's nails are really long and pretty right now, but no, this was probably talking about the podcast.
I was talking about the podcast.
I'm just excited to see what else this podcast has in store. What kind of questions we can come up with.
Yeah, you guys just went straight for the jugular.
Gears,
Yeah.
Get the gears turned. The faith. Ooh. Who knows what'll come? Yeah. I'm
Okay.
excited.
That's nice. I am also excited. I'm just excited for you guys to see it and for us to just, I don't know, I feel like there's something special here and I want to see what happens. And regardless of like how many views or whatever happens, I'm just really glad I got to do this with you guys. Yeah.
Can't wait till we go viral.
No.
I wanted to add on to like what Sam and Renato were saying. Kind of like well, I was thinking, it's like I thought about it later, and I was like thinking about how sometimes there's people like Christians that you look up to, or that are like wow, they're such good Christians, like they're so knowledgeable, they know so much, but like they're also like not perfect. Like they're not perfect either, and they also go through bumps, even if like I don't know, sometimes you don't know. Like you don't know what people are going through, and sometimes they're going through rough patches. And that's why, again, I think it's important to have community so that you can like see that these people are like we're all in the same boat. You know?
Like we're still having rough
Yeah,
patches. We're still in faith. We're
Yeah.
not like immune to bad things
Yeah,
happening to
yeah.
us. We have questions. Yeah, I like that.
For a remark, I guess like I really like what Vic said earlier, talking about like God loves you, and like I think that's, I mean, to me, I think that's probably like the most important thing about like anything in like faith, is like just remembering that God really does love you, and that's probably like the most important thing about life. And like even if it's like, you know, like I said earlier, like even if it's like a journey, like even if there's bumps on the road like Renato was talking about, you know, there's always going to be God there, and he's always going to be looking after you, and like I think that's really important.
Nice. That's some good final remarks, Sam. Keep coming out with the gems. I can't wait for our podcast episode with you. But yeah, I really liked, you guys came up with some good stuff. This is good. Thank you guys. Next episode maybe, yeah. Sam. But thank you guys so much for joining us, and thank you guys for joining us on this journey. If you like this video, don't forget to like this video, and if you think this would be great for someone, share it with them. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because you know, YouTube algorithm, we gotta play the game. But most importantly, if you're looking for a community that you want to be a part of, that you want to grow in faith with, whether you're a youth or whether you know someone who's a youth, or even if you're not a youth, you can come down here to Richmond Baptist. If you want to find more information, it's going to be in the description below. And we hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thanks for joining us. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you did, don't forget to share it with someone you think who'd really benefit from it. And if you're looking for a place to explore your faith, know the Lord more, or just a church family that you can grow with, check out Richmond Baptist. And we also have a Richmond Baptist youth group that you can also be a part of as well if you're a youth. And if you need more information, there are a couple in the links below. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.